Overthinking doesn't kill your dreams in one blow. It slowly suffocates them until you have nothing left but regret. This is the story of Arjun, a brilliant student who had everything, but almost lost it all to the trap of his own mind. Arjun sat by the window of his small apartment in Delhi, watching raindrops slide down the glass. His desk was cluttered with books, notebooks, and unfinished assignments. On the surface, he seemed like a hard-working student preparing for one of the most competitive exams in the country, the UPSC Civil Services examination. But deep down, he was trapped. Not trapped in the sense of not having resources, but trapped inside his own mind. Every decision, no matter how small, turned into a battlefield in his thoughts. Should I study polity today or economics? What if I study the wrong subject and waste my time? What if I don't clear the exam? What if I clear it but fail in the interview? What if I choose the wrong optional subject? Each what if multiplied like an echo chamber inside his head. Hours passed, but his pen hardly touched the page. He had the capability, he had the books, he even had the dream, but overthinking was slowly paralyzing him. One evening, his best friend Raghav called. "Arjun, how's the preparation going?" Arjun hesitated. "It's going." "Don't lie, Yar. I know you. You must be sitting with your books open, but your mind wandering everywhere. Am I right?" Silence. Raghav laughed softly, but there was concern in his tone. "Listen, bro. Thinking is good. Planning is necessary. But you don't plan. You torture yourself. Stop overthinking." Arjun sighed. "It's not that simple. If I don't think, I might make mistakes. What if I choose the wrong path? What if I fail?" Raghav's words cut through. Failure doesn't come from wrong paths. It comes from no action. You're not failing because you're making mistakes. You're failing because you're not moving. That night, Arjun couldn't sleep. Raghav's words echoed inside him. Am I really stuck because of my thoughts? Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. While his peers finished subjects, gave mock tests, and built confidence, Arjun was still at the starting line. He overanalyzed every topic, trying to find the perfect way to study. He wasted hours making color-coded notes, only to throw them away because they weren't good enough. Finally, during one mock exam, reality slapped him. The invigilator announced, "You have 3 hours. Start now." Arjun stared at the paper. His hands shook. His brain screamed, what if I don't finish on time? Should I start with the essay or the short answers? If I do the essay first, what if I miss the MCQs? If I do the MCQs first, what if I don't have time for the essay? The clock ticked mercilessly. 1 hour passed. He hadn't written a single word. Tears welled in his eyes. He left the hall with his paper blank. That day, when he came home, he slammed his books shut. Maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe I'm just weak. The next morning, he received a message from his uncle, a retired army officer. "Come see me today evening. No excuses." Arjun obeyed reluctantly. His uncle, Colonel Mehra, lived in a modest house filled with medals and books. He greeted Arjun warmly, but noticed the heaviness in his eyes. "Tell me, beta, what's bothering you?" Arjun broke down. "I try, uncle. I really do. But my mind, it doesn't stop. I think of every possible outcome, every possible mistake. By the time I finish thinking, I have no energy left to do the work." The colonel listened patiently. Then he smiled. "Do you know how soldiers fight wars?" Arjun shook his head. "They don't win by overthinking every bullet. They win by training, by instinct, by action. Overthinking on the battlefield means death. In life, too, overthinking means the death of progress." He stood up, walked to the bookshelf, and handed Arjun a small diary. "This is my journal from Kargil War. Read the first page." Arjun opened it. The first line struck him. Don't think too much. Just do the next right thing. Those words became a turning point. Arjun decided to test them. The next morning, instead of wasting time deciding which subject to start with, he simply opened polity and said, "Do the next right thing." For 2 hours, he studied without worrying about perfection. And surprisingly, he got more done in those 2 hours than he had in the last 2 weeks. It was a small victory, but it gave him hope. He wrote on a sticky note and pasted it on his wall. Don't overthink. Do the next right thing. Every time his mind spiraled, he reminded himself of that line. Days became weeks, and Arjun slowly changed. Instead of planning his perfect schedule, he started with one subject and finished it. Instead of wasting time making flawless notes, he made quick, rough notes and moved forward. Instead of analyzing every question in mock tests, he attempted them with confidence and learned from mistakes later. His productivity tripled. He felt lighter, freer. More importantly, he realized that action cured fear, while overthinking fed it. The exam day arrived. The same butterflies returned. The same fear whispered in his ears. What if I fail? What if I forget? What if the paper is too tough? But this time, he smiled. He whispered to himself, "Don't overthink. Just do the next right thing." He started writing, one answer at a time, one page at a time, without worrying about the result. For the first time in his life, he completed the entire paper. When he walked out of the hall, he wasn't sure if he had topped or failed, but he felt something far more powerful: peace. Months later, results were announced. Arjun's hands trembled as he typed his roll number. And there it was, his name. Selected. Tears rolled down his face. He thought back to the countless nights he had wasted in overthinking. The fears, the doubts, the paralysis. And then he thought of the one line that changed everything. Don't think too much, just do the next right thing. Years later, when Arjun became a district collector, he often met young aspirants. Many of them asked the same question he once struggled with. "Sir, how do we overcome fear and doubt?" Arjun always smiled and said, "Overthinking is like sitting in a rocking chair. It gives you movement, but takes you nowhere. Don't waste your energy imagining failures. Just do the next right thing. Success is never built on overthinking. It's built on action." And just like his uncle's diary had once guided him, his words guided hundreds of students to break free from the prison of overthinking. This story for us gives us a message that overthinking doesn't solve tomorrow's problems. It only steals today's strength. Life rewards action, not endless analysis. So whenever doubt clouds your mind, remember, don't overthink. Do the next right thing.